உரையாற்ற வருகை தந்துள்ள மரியாதைக்குரிய விளையாட்டுத்துறை மற்றும் இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் அண்ட் பிராட்காஸ்டிங்கான அமைச்சர், அவர் காரை விட்டு இறங்கி இந்த கட்சி சம்பந்தமான வேலைகளுக்கெல்லாம் நடந்து போகும் பொழுது நம்ம விட, குறிப்பாக என்னை விட அவருக்கு வயது அதிகமாக இருந்தாலும் கூட அவர் ஸ்பீடுக்கு மேலே மேட்ச் பண்ண முடியாது. சுறுசுறுப்புக்கு நரேந்திர மோடி அவர்கள் எப்படி ஒரு எடுத்துக்காட்டோ அதே போல திரு அனுராக் தாக்கூர் அவர்களும் ஒரு மிக சிறந்த உதாரணமாக, எடுத்துக்காட்டாக நமக்கு பெருமை சேர்க்கும் விதமாக இன்று நம்மிடையே வருகின்றுள்ளார்கள். நரேந்திர மோடி அவர்களின் நலத்திட்டங்கள், அதாவது இந்த 2024 தேர்தல் என்பது இந்திய திருநாட்டில் தலையெழுத்தை நிர்ணயம் செய்ய போகின்ற தேர்தல். 10 ஆண்டுகள் மிக சிறப்பாக நேர்மையான நேர்த்தியான ஆட்சி நடைபெற்றுக் கொண்டு வருகிறது. இந்த ஆட்சி இன்னும் 10 ஆண்டுகள் தொடரும் பொழுதுதான் இந்தியா நாம் கண்ட கனவான உலகத்தின் விஸ்வகுருவாக மாறுவதற்கு அனைத்து விஷயங்களும் செய்ய முடியும். அதற்கு மீண்டும் நமக்கு நரேந்திர மோடி அவர்கள் நல்லாட்சி தேவை. தமிழகத்திலும் நரேந்திர மோடி அவர்கள் நல்லாட்சி தேவை. இதற்கு நாம் அனைவரும் ஒன்றிணைந்து அயராது பாடுபட வேண்டும். இன்று நம்மிடையே இந்த மோடி கேரண்டி என்று சொல்லக்கூடிய நன்மைகள் 10 ஆண்டுகளாக இந்திய மக்களுக்கும் குறிப்பாக தமிழக மக்களுக்கும் கிடைத்த அனைத்து விஷயங்களும் எடுத்துரைத்து விரிவாக பேசி நம் பாரதம் தலை நிமிர்ந்து உலகத்தில் சிறந்த நாடாக மாறுவதற்கு காரணமாக இருக்கக்கூடிய நரேந்திர மோடி அவர்களுக்கு நன்றி தெரிவித்து, அதே சமயம் நம்மிடையே இங்கே உரையாற்ற வருகை தந்துள்ள திரு அனுராக் தாக்கூர் அவர்களை நம் அனைவரின் சார்பாக, தமிழகத்தின் சார்பாக வருக வருக என்று அன்போடு வரவேற்கிறேன். நன்றி, வணக்கம், ஜெய்ஹிந்த்.
வணக்கம் சென்னை. Whenever I have been to Tamil Nadu, especially Chennai, I always got the positive vibes, whether it is from the time of cricket to the time of politics, or now coming for a program called VIKSIT Bharat, a journey towards making India a developed country by 2047. Prime Minister Modi talks very high about Tamil Nadu. It's very close to his heart. He talks about the rich culture, heritage and language of Tamil Nadu. He talks about the great poet and philosopher Thiruvalluvar. He talks about the connection between Kashi and Tamil people and started the program called Kashi Tamil Sangamam and Saurashtra Tamil Sangamam. Whenever there is an opportunity to host big events, he pick up Tamil Nadu for G20. He gives the opportunity to host the 44th Chess Olympiad, which is happened to be hosted first time ever by India, and he gave the opportunity to Tamil Nadu. When the time came for Khelo India Youth Games, he picked up Tamil Nadu for that. That is how close Tamil Nadu is to Prime Minister Modi. And I could see before the Pran Pratishtha Samaroh at the Ram Temple, he visited many places in the country, but for him, when he spent those 2 days, when he came here for the inaugural of the Khelo India Youth Games, he spent next day at Rameshwaram and visited those temples. He could connect. And I think you could see the response, his love towards the people of Tamil Nadu, and people of Tamil Nadu giving the love back much more and many times more than what we expected. I could see Prime Minister visiting the South India for the last 3-4 days. In the last 10 years, I think the kind of response what we have got in this area is huge. So let me first thank all of you for being part of this VIKSIT Bharat program. My dear friends, this is a significant journey towards VIKSIT Bharat, and let me talk about this. Why I'm talking about this? Because 10 years back, if you look, there were only bad news about India, about corruption, about mismanagement, policy paralysis and all that. But from where to where we have moved, from space to sports, from science to startups, it is India's decade. And it is not me as a central minister saying it, but the world is saying it today. If anyone is progressing in the world, if there is a bright spot in the world, in the global economy today, it is our Bharat, it is India. And if you could look at the previous slide. Asian Games, we never won more than 60 medals, but this time we have scored a century in Asian Games, 107 medals, and Para-Asian Games, 111 medals more than the able athletes. And look at the Chandrayaan mission. The space sector was confined to ISRO only, but the Prime Minister Modi opened up to others. I'll talk about that later during my presentation. No other country could achieve it, but India did it by landing a rover at the south pole of the Chandrayaan on the moon, making the Chandrayaan mission so successful. India became the first country. Only Japan could do it later, and then US. Look at this modern facility of vaccine. Then again, the startup ecosystem. Let me go to the next slide. You know, in 2013, we had this fragile 5 economies. We were among the fragile 5 economies. Then the opportunity came in 2014 when people voted for Prime Minister Modi and the Bharatiya Janata Party. We gave a commitment that we were going to give a good governance model, a development model. We're going to bring in more transparency and accountability into the system. And I'm glad to say we have delivered in the last 10 years. Nobody could raise even finger towards Prime Minister Modi on the issue of corruption. A clean government has been given by Prime Minister Modi. And from the fragile 5 to the top 5, we are among the bright spot in the world global chart. India's growth in the economy, that I'm going to talk next. If you look at this stagnant economy in 2004 to 14, when Atalji government was thrown out of power, Manmohan Singh ji came, UPA came. We were at that time also the 10th and 11th largest economy of the world. We remained at that position for good 10 years, despite being an economist leading the country for 10 years. But he was controlled by remote control. But what led to a change? I'll come to that, but before that I have to highlight, because 10 years is a long period, people forget. What was the country's situation 10 years back? India was among those, Brazil, South Africa, Turkey and Indonesia, among those fragile 5 economies. And the situation was mainly because of high inflation rate, high depreciation of currency, high current account deficit, high inflation, high foreign debt. And the reason for that was the misgovernance, policy paralysis, scams, lack of political will, economic failures, and outcome was export came down, FDI decreased, rating decreased. But if you look at the next chart here, from fragile 5 to top 5, look at this chart. GDP growth has gone up from 4.5% to 8.4% today, highest in the world. But at the same time, when globally inflation is higher, India's inflation has come down from 12.1% to 6.7%. And our FDI has increased from 36 billion to 85 billion dollars. And exports have gone more than 2 times, from 300 billion to 770 billion US dollars. And also the forex reserves which reduced during the UPA time, it has gone up to highest ever 600 billion US dollars. And if you look at the current account deficit, it has come down from 5.1% to 2.1%. And environmental clearance, which used to take a lot of time, about 640 days, approximately 2 years time, has come down to 103 days. So that is how the country has progressed. If you look at this, is a very, very interesting. Largest economy, where we were in 1980 to 2050, this is the chart being given. How we have gone up. Kindly look at this. So you could visualize where we're going to be after 3 years. Modi will be there for the third term, and in next 3 years we're going to be the third largest economy of the world. How we did it? We always talked about reform, perform, transform and inform, and I'm here to inform you also what steps we have taken from welfare to the last mile. I want to touch all these points here. If you look at the banking system, 430 million people were out of the banking system. They were unbanked. We did it in 2 years, which Congress could not do in 60 years. We opened 43 crore bank accounts in just 2 years span. And not only that, when Congress said, what will happen to the zero frill accounts? It won't sustain. Let me tell you today, these 43 crore accounts have 2,10,000 crore rupees deposit in that. 2,10,000 crore rupees deposit. And the advantage of that bank account is, we started the Mudra Yojana, Prime Minister Modi, and close to 34 crore people have got the Mudra loans worth 27 lakh crore rupees, and 65% beneficiaries are women of this country. They are the biggest beneficiaries. You remember Rajiv Gandhi came with 400 seats mandate, and after 3-4 years he said, I send 100 rupees from center, only 15 rupees reaches the last man to the beneficiary. Because they didn't have bank accounts, they didn't have the transparent system, they don't have the accountability of the system, and they were pilferages at that time. But Prime Minister Modi used the technology, used the DBT system, opened the bank accounts, opened the Jan Dhan, Aadhaar and mobile, and we send 100 rupees and 100 rupees reaches the beneficiary's account. That is how we do it. And we have taken a lot of steps towards the farmer. From the seeds to the supermarket, we have ensured the support to the farmer. One nation, one market for the agriculture produce, e-national agriculture marketplace, that is what we have created. Also the Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana, we have given the insurance for the crops as well, and also the Suraksha Bima Yojana for the poorest of the poor has been given the insurance cover. It never happened before 2014. Today, almost every Indian is secured under the Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana. By spending just few rupees, you can get 2 lakh rupees cover. Your crop is insured, yourself is insured, your other businesses are also insured. And at the same time, we have spent a lot of money and energy on the skilling part. If you look at the impact, earlier if you look at, most of the people were living the subsistence lifestyle. They have now moved up the ladder with the renewed aspiration and the dream turning into reality. How it turned? How did it happen? We have given 4 crore new houses to the poorest of the poor. We have made 4 crore houses. We have built 12 crore toilets.